Many people inside NATO no longer believe that Ukraine is the final objective. For them, Ukraine looks more like the opening chapter of something much larger, because history shows us one thing very clearly. Once a major war begins, it rarely stays contained. It spreads, it escalates, and it looks for the weakest pressure points next. For NATO, that pressure point is obvious: the Baltic states. Among them, Estonia stands out immediately. Not because it has a massive army, not because it has overwhelming firepower, but because it understands something many nations ignore until it's too late. If Russia ever pushes beyond Ukraine, speed will decide everything. Speed of movement, speed of decision making, speed of response, and Estonia's entire defense strategy is built around one central idea: slow Russia down before momentum can take over. That understanding hasn't stayed on paper. It has already turned into action, quiet action, action designed to avoid attention rather than attract it. Deep inside the forests of southeastern Estonia, something unusual is happening, something that doesn't look dramatic from above, but could completely reshape how a future invasion unfolds. The first 5 bunkers are already under construction. 5 doesn't sound like much, and that's exactly the point, because these 5 are not meant to stand alone. They are the opening pieces of a much larger system. Over the coming months, more than 24 additional bunkers will appear, and by the end of 2027, Estonia plans to build roughly 600 of them, not clustered together, not lining a single border, but scattered carefully across the northeast and southeast of the country. Every location is chosen with one question in mind: where would Russian forces try to move first if they wanted speed? These bunkers are being placed along those answers. Each one is compact, hardened, built low and strong, designed to survive direct hits from the 152mm artillery shells Russia relies on heavily. But strength alone isn't what makes these bunkers dangerous. Concrete isn't the real weapon here. Placement is. Military engineers in Estonia have been clear about this. Each bunker is positioned to overlap with others. Fields of fire intersect. Movement corridors narrow. Escape routes disappear. Forests stop being cover. Roads stop being fast. Open terrain stops being safe. Add nearly 40 kilometers of anti-tank trenches into the mix, and what you get is not a defensive wall. You get a carefully designed trap. This project was meant to start earlier, but it didn't, and the reason tells you a lot about how seriously Estonia is taking secrecy. At first, Estonia tried to contract all 600 bunkers at once. That plan collapsed. Construction companies needed exact coordinates to give accurate cost estimates. Estonia refused to provide them. From a civilian standpoint, that looks inefficient. From a military standpoint, it makes perfect sense. If bunker locations leak before a conflict, the entire system loses its value. So Estonia adjusted. Construction would happen in stages. Locations would be shared only when absolutely necessary, and only with those directly involved. That decision slowed progress, but it preserved surprise, and in war, surprise is priceless. The real purpose of these bunkers becomes clear when you zoom out, because Estonia is not trying to defeat Russia on its own. It knows it can't. What Estonia is trying to do is buy time. If Russian forces crossed the border tomorrow, they wouldn't immediately face massive NATO formations. That takes time. Mobilization always does. Instead, those forces would encounter bunkers, trenches, obstacles, delays layered on top of delays. Vehicles would slow, units would bunch up, timelines would slip. That delay changes everything. It gives NATO time to move troops, time to position air power, time to identify targets, and time to strike advancing forces before they can break through. In this way, Estonia becomes more than a border state. It becomes NATO's tripwire. The first line of contact, the early warning, the place where momentum is broken, but Estonia is realistic. It knows that no defense is perfect. These bunkers are designed to withstand artillery fire. But modern warfare brings new threats: long-range drones, precision, guided munitions, glide bombs dropped from far beyond the front line. Estonia admits that drone survivability depends heavily on angle and luck, and a direct hit from a glide bomb would likely destroy a bunker outright. Russia has invested heavily in both. Drone production is increasing. Glide bomb stockpiles are growing. On paper, that sounds like a serious weakness. But again, there's a problem for Russia. You can't destroy what you can't reliably find. Russia knows the bunkers exist. It knows roughly which regions contain them, but it does not know where they actually are. Any strike would be guesswork. Guesswork wastes weapons. Guesswork wastes time. And wasted time is exactly what Estonia wants. All of this fits into a much larger NATO concept known as the Baltic Defense Line. An agreement between Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, designed to form NATO's first hardened layer in the east. Each country contributes differently based on geography. Estonia and Latvia focus on direct borders with Russia. Lithuania reinforces against both Belarus and the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. Together, they form a layered system meant not just to block, but to shape the battlefield. The goal isn't to stop an invasion instantly. That's unrealistic. The goal is to slow it, channel it, expose it. This matters because Estonia is small, in some places less than 200 kilometers wide. Without defenses, mechanized forces could cross it before NATO fully reacts. With defenses, every kilometer becomes a calculation. Every delay compounds the next. Visibility is also part of the strategy. Russia is meant to see that these defenses exist. Satellite images will reveal trenches and obstacles. That visibility forces planning, it forces caution, it forces hesitation, but the details remain hidden. Russia can see the trap, it just can't see exactly where it closes. This reflects a deeper shift in Estonia's thinking. Early in the Ukraine war, Estonia relied on sanctions and deterrence by punishment. When that failed to change Russian behavior, the strategy evolved. Now the focus is denial. Deny speed. Deny freedom of movement. Deny the ability to win quickly. That shift is backed by serious money. Estonia now spends around 5% of its GDP on defense. Billions committed over the coming years. For a country of its size, that's an enormous burden. But from Estonia's perspective, the cost of being unprepared would be far worse. Recent border incidents only reinforce that belief. Pressure continues, testing continues, so Estonia keeps building. The message behind 600 hidden bunkers is simple. Any move beyond Ukraine will not be fast, it will not be clean, and it will not be cheap. It will be slow, predictable, and exposed to overwhelming response, and sometimes making that reality clear in advance is enough to prevent the war from happening at all.